Turn that off there. That's looking good. And just waiting for the preview to pop up. Maybe. Maybe. Alright, there we go. That looks good. That looks good. I think we're good. Hey there, hi there, everybody. Hope you're having an excellent day wherever it is that you're at. I want to welcome you to the Crystal Trove Arena grind. It's a one-shot, one-day, winner-take-all sort of bit. I'm just going for milestones, maybe for a stretch goal, see if I can wind up in the 1 to 10%, but we aren't going for any new champs today, and it's just simple arena points. Easy peasy. I want to thank you for tuning in and hanging out for a bit. Going to be streaming for probably about the next hour, hour and a half or so, ballpark. So for those of you watching in the future, thanks for hanging out as well and just checking out the channel. I want to take this chance to say a big welcome to the newest subscribers to the channel. Really appreciate you finding me in the YouTubes for one, and then for digging the content enough to sign up. So thank you very much. Glad to have you here, and welcome aboard. But for now, without much further ado, let's just jump in straight away. So I already put up the first couple wins here, and I'm going to be using the tried and true 4-star method to get the infinite streak. It's not the shiniest or the flashiest way to do it, and it's certainly plausible just working your way up the 5-star chain food ladder. But I've been doing this way for years, and honest to goodness, heck with it, I'm going to keep rolling with it now. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? But this is the 4th, 5th, maybe, version of the new arena since they switched it over. And it's still pretty good. It's still really easy to get the immediate milestones, and that's not good. And it's still pretty straightforward to get the overall stretch goals too, if you're interested in that. Especially for the amount of work that you wind up needing to put in. Rewards are fairly decent relative to the regular weekly arena. Wind up getting about 500 5-star shards for about a couple million points, as opposed to 2,000 5-star shards for about 16. Overall, not bad. The Storm X arena just wound up wrapping up. And the 3-star and the 4-star look like they went for about par, which is good. The 5-star, however, seems to have gone a bit higher than certainly I was hoping. I was hoping she'd wind up going somewhere in the low to mid 50 million range, and it looks like she went somewhere in the 60 million range. So it looks like people are still pretty excited about her, despite some not so super great content creator reviews. So the idea originally was for me to jump in second arena and see if I could try my luck and go for her there, but as of right now, I don't know. Kinda on the fence. 10 million points normally isn't that that awful, but once you're grinding, and especially when you're that deep, 10 million points is a pretty big deal. So I don't know. I need to sleep on it. Stay tuned tomorrow to see what happens. Or for those of you who are watching in the future, just scroll down the video playlist and I'm sure you'll find out one way or another which way I go. So there is that. But overall, I gotta say, Storm X is still really fun to play. She isn't going to be the most OP mutant champion on your roster, or on the MCOC roster, I should say. But she's niche, she's fun, she's got a fun playstyle, fun design, can do some interesting things, and she synergizes pretty decently with some champs you probably would have on your, or who you would want to bring on your squad anyway, so all around, not bad. Certainly looking to make a couple more, well, at least one more video with her, whether it winds up being the 3 or 4 star version that I have currently, or potential 5 anywhere down the road. But as it stands right now, I already put a rank up and brief gameplay video up from a live stream a couple days ago, and also a fun little interesting thing that I found out from said playthrough. So if you're interested in some interesting tidbits about Storm, just feel free to check out the channel. So I do not want to put Spidey. Let's bring up Thing. And we'll do this, and we'll do this, and we'll do this. So I gotta say, I'm pretty excited to dive into all the new stuff that's gonna be coming out in-game this week. It's gonna be a big week. Got the new patch coming out midweek, so that means all the new content is gonna start spinning up. We aren't gonna have a new character just yet. That's gonna be Thursday of the week following. But it'll be fun to dive into the new version of a Dimensional Rifts, get that going. It'll be nice to move on from this month's event. As amazing as it was, it's always fun to, you know, turn the page onto something new. And then also see what the Mercs for Gold event actually winds up being. Or if it actually winds up being an event. I kind of thought it was. Might be something that starts up tomorrow and just run for 3 days. But for a full-on event, running something for only 72 hours, it's a little strange. But we'll see. If it's a boss rush, that should be pretty straightforward. If it's a full-on event that requires energy, then I don't know, that might be a little bit different. Or if they're just going to wind up calling the 1-star Deadpool event the Mercs for Gold. I don't know. Platinum Pool is still going to show up somewhere, somehow down the road, since he's been unofficially leaked. Having looked at said leaked abilities, I'm not excited about him at all. But I know some people out there will be, so good for them. This, but who knows? I mean, as soon as I actually see them, or see Deadpool in action, who knows? It might wind up having a change of heart. It's just that initially on paper, he sounds like a complete reskin of all the other Deadpools in game with a slight, I don't know, Joe Fix-It mechanic. And then we got the Deadpool doubloons, whatever that is. See if there's anything that you can just get for units, hopefully. And then actually finally get to see what Guardian and White Widow look like in-game. They both seem to have interesting kits based off of the champion spotlights that Kabam has put out. I'm very eager just to see how they handle in-game. I have said it before on previous streams that White Widow looks like she's going to be interesting. But she's emerging into a skill field that's so heavily packed with amazing champs. Guardian is as well, but we haven't had a decent or a new science champ in a good while since Reed came out. And we've only had 4 the whole last year, so anything new or interesting could be appreciated. Possibly a new spin on existing mechanics. Hey Shearmore, how you doing, bud? Appreciate you dropping in, appreciate the like as well. It's always fun signing on to YouTube and seeing the little icon next to your name on the subscriber list when you got new videos out. If you haven't checked out his channel, I recommend you doing so. He's a good guy and he's a fun player. So definitely check him out. It's been a good weekend. Hope you're doing well as well. See, the Sunday arenas I always have a lot of fun with just because it's so chill, you know? You don't really need to worry about big, you know, big fun things to get at the end, big milestones, big rewards at the end. You know, getting the full 4-star at the end is nice. Getting the shards is nice, but it's so impossibly difficult to get like the best prize. It kind of just takes off the pressure of trying. You know, trying so hard too. Just means that you can have some fun with Arena without stressing about it. And it's not going to make or break anybody's account. Oh yeah? How'd that go? Hope you wound up getting her. I've only had the chance to play with the max out 3-star, the 4-star a little bit, but the max out 3, and she's fun. So I definitely hope you wound up getting her. But yeah, man, my hat's off to anybody who ends up grinding for the champs, because that is a lot of work. It's a lot of work and a lot of hours. And it is definitely official. I will be making a video at some point here in the next few weeks. So I know the next couple weeks are pretty booked content-wise with all the stuff that they're putting out, but I do want to make a arena grind prep video. I think that'd be pretty fun. Because you definitely... Dang, dude. Nice. 64 mil is nuts, but 149 is amazing. Big congrats to you, dude. Big congrats. Yeah, if you were 63 mil anything, you'd have been 150. Over 150. Come on, you stupid Red Hulk. Turtling up like a pain in the tuchus. Trying to bait out a special and he's just standing there. I will say that's always the annoying thing about getting the arena infinite streak going, is that these guys can play so passive. But then again, it doesn't help that I'm King Groot and I hit like a wet noodle. I can take a hit, but I can't deal a hit. But that's really awesome. Congrats. look forward to the videos about her coming out here going forward. Right, so next up, we got you, and let's throw in Daredevil. Hey Falcon, how you doing, bud? I am well. It's been a good couple last days. It's been a good weekend. It's been going really well in game. It's been going well in real life too. Weather's been nice. Yeah, I can't complain. Everyone's still well. That's the important thing. Hope everything's going well with you too. Yeah, I don't know. I still need to sleep on it, but I really want that 5-star. Just because, you know, I think the original reviews for her, you know, painted a mostly accurate picture of what she can do. I don't think that a lot of people really tested out the extent of what she could do. I really would like to try that out for myself, you know. I can't blame you there. As soon as I saw the design for the new Storm, I was sold. It's fun. I mean, honestly, the first thought I thought of when I saw the new design is that she looked straight out of Mortal Kombat. But then, you know, I saw the kit with the different tempests that she can do and sort of the moveset, and I thought it looked like a lot of fun. But yeah, definitely get a breather in. Last featured grind I did, I wound up sitting out the next arena, just because you'd need that downtime, you know. No, she shouldn't have gone for that much. You know, the arena scores have just been inflated the last 2 months just because everyone's been, you know, stuck in place. Gives everyone a chance to grind at the same time. So I'm hoping that once, you know, life starts to ease back into some new modified sense of normal, things go back to the, you know, a bit more of the way they were. Yeah, it just depends. I think he might. I think it just depends what the numbers actually wind up playing out to be, you know? Because I'm hoping he's not one of those annoying champs that looks really good on paper, but once you get a hold of them, they're terrible. You know, something like the Terax effect. I'm hoping not. I'm hoping he looks good and with a unique playstyle that actually makes him viable in a lot of different things. The synergy's got it definitely, you know, worthwhile, which is a big plus. So I'm hoping he doesn't go high, but I have a feeling that he probably will. Probably Storm or maybe a little bit higher. Yeah, especially also with the ending animation after the victory. Like, I'm assuming that the decoration that they have behind them somehow ties into the the Realm of Champions game. Somehow, like that's the Ancient One house art, and that's the House of Apocalypse art, whatever they wind up calling it, and not just some like shameless Egyptian call out just to play up a theme, you know? But then again, they haven't released any gameplay videos that I'm aware of, so that's just my guess. Absolutely. I think that's really the biggest issue that they're going to need to figure out for the rest of 2020 and going into 2021 is that, you know, we're 160, pushing 170 odd some champs deep now into the roster. And there isn't that, you know, Mystic class gap that we used to have back in 2017, 2018, you know, where we got one new Mystic champ for the entire year, and then it's pushing a year and a half before we started getting some decent ones. Now, all 6 classes have a really solid roster of champs now, you know? So it's like, and you only have so many places that you can use champs at one time, you know? You're only allotted one questing team. You've got an AQ team and an AW team. So at most, 3 teams concurrently. So I mean, you only need so many people. Let's do this, I guess. And with each class coming out with more and more good champions, in addition to, you know, some of the old champions getting a solid facelift, and, you know, everyone being useful, having various degrees of usefulness, it's getting tougher to justify, I guess, having such a diverse roster of champs. Because if everybody's amazing, you know, what are you gonna do? The last thing I think Kabam wants is for everyone to be running a Ghost Wasp team with a Namor, Corvus, and a Proxima, you know? I mean, that team right there by itself can handle 99% of content in the game. 90, 95. So I don't know. They just need to figure out ways to make everybody more useful. Or what I'm afraid that they might wind up doing is just introduce more of those nonsense class gates or rarity gates or some along those lines. To kind of just pigeonhole people into using specific characters. But we'll have to see. I'm not entirely opposed to that. Champion gates or class gates. Rarity gates are annoying, and I think that breaks the game. But I think the other two, when done smartly, could be fun. You know, it just really depends on who the enemies are on the paths after the gates that kind of make or break the experience. Because I still remember, it was a mutant event. I don't remember how long ago it was, if it was last year or a little bit longer. But you could only use mutant champions, right? So it was, or the hashtag mutant champions. So it was literally, you know, everyone that you would expect, Magic and Phoenix, as a 2-star or 3-star or something like that. And of course, the mini boss for that whole area was a Sentinel, which story-wise makes sense, but if you're pigeonholed into using only mutant champions, and a Sentinel is, I mean, logically, tailor-suited to fight mutants, it's just an annoying, tanky, unnecessary slog with only, you know, one workaround. really. So that's kind of lame. Hey Swag, how you doing, bud? Happy Sunday, happy weekend to you. I'm kind of surprised that I haven't done a Ghost or a Wasp arena in a good while. Which is kind of strange because they've done Thing 4 times in the last year that he's been released. They've done Star-Lord, they've done so many other, you know, I hate tier lists, but like Demigod or High Demigod or God or Beyond God, whatever you want to call it. Ghost takes a bit of getting used to. And the hardest part about Ghost is just figuring out what AI pattern you get in each match. Because ghosting by itself is difficult, but if you got a passive AI, it's super annoying. If you got a really active in-your-face AI, it's so much easier. But most of the time you wind up getting somewhere in between. And that's obviously where it gets really annoying, because like, hey, this guy just dashed back. Is he gonna block? Is he gonna throw a heavy attack? Is he gonna dash at me? I'd love to see Hyperion again. I'm super interested to see what they wind up doing for the next 6-star featured crystal. You know, which new champs are being introduced as 6 stars. Because the roster of champs that still need 6 stars is really starting to look really exceptional. You know, you got your Star-Lords, you've got your Wolverines. War Machine, for some reason, isn't a 6-star. He's not overly a great champ, but so far he's just a 4-star. In addition to, you know, the amazing 5-star champs that we've had, the Magics, Hyperions, the Medusas, Blades, Sparkies, Ghost Riders, you know. Let's do this. So I'm really hoping we wind up getting a couple of them as 6 stars and they don't get the Scarlet Witch treatment where they're just cast away and forgotten, and we get some excuse that they're just so OP they're gonna break the game. Which is kind of crock, because if the character's been in your game for 5 years, I don't know, maybe you should like accommodate the fact that they exist. But I'm not going to get into another Scarlet Witch rant. It's just so crock. Okay, so I'm going to start at the top right there. Torch, I'm surprised hasn't come back. Just again because Thing has been out so many times. This is gonna hurt. I'm surprised Torch hasn't come back in some shape or form, especially after he got his buff. I'm gonna die right here. I thought that would have been a great opportunity to throw him up in arenas again, just so people could get their hands on him. Cheers. Aegon, I'm afraid, though, is just going to be a whale-only thing. Because Kabam knows how good Aegon is. And Kabam knows that we know how good Aegon is. So I'm just afraid that they're going to wind up milking him for every bit that they can, just because everyone knows that he's the go-to champ for some of the endgame content. Hopefully not. I mean, hopefully it's a regular arena, but I have my doubts. And then I'm very curious to see what they do on Wednesday. Maybe. I'm gonna say maybe. Like, free stuff with units is always nice. But I mean, July 4th is right around the corner. Like, the stuff that I need right now is rank up materials and sig stones. Like, they were saying that there's an awakening stone and a nexus crystal without specifying, you know, what level it's gonna be. Because getting, like, stuff with a 4-star awakening stone or a 4-star nexus is not really what I'm going for right now. But we'll see. Maybe. We'll see. What device am I using? I am on an iPhone 7 Plus, I think. iPhone. And then connected into an Elgato 60 HD. And that's working out pretty decent. Got a regular vanilla webcam and a Bluetooth headset. So one of the things on my wish list, hopefully, eventually, for the stream is to upgrade the headset so I get some better sound. Because I realize that the sound that I'm producing is not the same quality sound that other YouTubers are putting out. So hopefully soon, hopefully someday. I would be, my guess, because I just love to speculate, is that they might do a Nexus, either a Nexus Awakening or like a Nexus 10, 25% tier 5 CC crystal. Because they've done that, ouch, ouch. Stop it. They've done that for standalone deals in the past. But I doubt that they're gonna do like a 6-star Nexus or a 6-star anything Nexus. Come on. I just hope they have sig stones. I'm so thirsty for sig stones, and they've done absolutely nothing with those. With all of the random one-offs that they've put out, none of them have been sig stone related. 6-star sig stones. So we'll see. Alright, Shiramoy, take care. You have a good night, and we'll catch you here next week. Get some rest, you've earned it. 149. Lucky, lucky, lucky. Come on, Moro. Kind of makes me wonder if they're gonna do like that, where they've got the initial offerings, and then they've got like, well, no, they do the doubloons or whatever they're calling it, right? If they have like 2 paths, one path gets you the platinum pool, and the other path gets you something useful like shards or rank up materials or something. My hope, because they said the different offerings are going to be tailor suited to whatever your progression level is, right? So my guess is that they're going to have a helping, I'm hoping, is that each bit has a healthy helping of both shards and rank up materials. It's not going to be either or. So I think 75k 6-star shards is fair. I think 5-star Nexus would probably be for the Black Panther treasure, and the Odin would just be for the 6-star crystal. I'm gonna guess you probably get a full T2A at the, was it Star-Lord loot bag? And then start to get some of the basic, T5 basic. T5 basic for the Black Panther, and then possibly T5 CC crystals for an Odin. Might get a 6-star Nexus as like the stretch goal for the balloons, but I don't know. I don't know, it depends how they want to play it. Because I really doubt that this is going to be... I'm hoping that this isn't going to be too terribly much different than whatever July 4th is going to wind up being. It's just strange that they're doing two so close together. I mean, it's not strange, but for them in the past, for their past track record, it's strange. I'm just hoping to get a red pool somewhere. You know? It's been such a long time since they did that last red pool event. I just want me a 4-star red pool. That's been my my white whale. He's gonna be a bench warmer, but he's been eluding me for years. That having been said, though, I think one of the other reasons that I'd really like him is just because he's starting to show up in synergies with other people. I think it's what Squirrel Girl that has the Deadpool synergy, right? But it's just strictly with Redpool, which is crock, because if you take her into any sort of Act 6 or forthcoming content where you've got the 5-star gate, then that whole synergy is useless, because Redpool doesn't come anything over a 4. Simple solution to that is just fix it. So, you know, it allows for either X pool or gold pool or somebody else. But is that the? Are you talking about the Dimensional Rift one? Because as I understand it, you can open up over the course of the entire month. You can open up several of the uncollected version of the Dimensional Rifts, right? But you only get one opportunity to actually choose your path. Or are you talking about something different? Yeah, most of the time I'm going to go for the gamble. Dimensional Rifts are fun, and I'm glad that they're bringing it back, because it's been a while. And I'm really glad that they're giving you the option to pick what you want at least once. Because every time that there's an awakening stone on the path, right, you're never going to get it. You're never going to get it, especially if it's the class one that you need. So it's kind of nice now to have the option to at least be able to do it once. And that's probably what I would wind up using it on. Because I think it's just the 5-star awakenings, right? let's do this. I don't know. That's tough. That's tough. I'm probably going to go with the randoms, just because I think at the end of the day you're going to wind up getting more stuff that you can use that way. But here, as soon as I'm done with this fight, I'm going to bring up the forum post. So I'm not sure, did they say specifically what all of the different possible rewards are? Because if you can choose like some really beefy rewards, it might just be worth it to get one full catalyst as opposed to just a bunch of, you know, 5-star sig stones or something like that, which you most likely are going to wind up getting statistically. Oh, that's why. That's why. I'm like, Jane shouldn't be this tanky. But then I remembered I don't have any points in deep wounds. Okay, so where's my mouse? I am gonna check out quick. Forums, see if they've got anything posted for the guaranteed rewards. So, sorry, it's going to be super riveting as my computer loads. Okay, so for a tier 4 red rift is what they're called. Possible rewards starting from most likely to least likely are 5-star sig stones, 1,000 5-star shards, 2,000 5-star shards, 4,500 tier 5 basic, 1 T2A, 100 6-star shards, 1,000 6-star shards, 1 featured 5-star, 1 full 5-star, or no, 1 featured crystal, 10,000 5-star shards, or 1 5-star awakening. I don't know, I'm probably I don't know. Because I'm assuming you can, it's like the previous iterations where it's just the awakening gem by itself sitting out there so you can see what it is you're going to get, as opposed to like an awakening gem crystal, which would be super annoying. I might go for that. But I don't know, maybe the 10,000 5-star shards too. But I don't know. The 4,500 tier 5 basic shards would have been nice before they updated the Glory Store. Because right now, you can get 4,500 tier 5 basics for 900 glory. which is expensive, but if you want to whale out 5,000 out some glory every 10 days, you can get half of a tier 5 basic just doing that. I don't know, we'll see. We'll see. I'll need to look at it a little bit more closely. But otherwise, if there's too many strings attached to that, I may just do random the entire time and see what I get. Yeah, I think if you're really looking for a specific 5-star awakening gem, then that's definitely the way to go. I'll need to reread it to see specifically how it works. But I thought you can just open up a rift normally, and then if you have the detector, then you can just, you know, choose which path you go down as opposed to being sent down one randomly. And it may have just been a tinfoil hat conspiracy, but I thought last time the class awakening stones were in a similar order to how the different class crystals appear for the daily events. In the same order, I think. Don't hold me to that. But I thought that a couple people have noticed that correlation last time. Which hopefully is true. I think everyone's dimensional rifts reset the same. Like, you still have the random chance to go down any path randomly, right? But every day, everyone's prize pool is the same. I thought, last time. So if nothing else, just check out other YouTubers who have uploaded stuff that day, or alliance mates. See what they get. And then make a decision from there. Kabam is definitely Kabam, but I do appreciate that they are trying to start to introduce things that are less Kabam-y than usual. And backtracking a little bit too, I kind of hope that they come up with arenas for more of those vintage champions. Because the only one that's gotten a full-on arena is Doctor Strange. But I would go for any of the other champs, you know. Classic DD, Black Bolt, Electro, A-Bomb maybe. Cheers! Thanks for stopping by. Apologize if I mispronounce your name, Minaj. But much appreciated. Hope you're doing well over there. And then I will throw up Void. Yeah. Yeah, man, but it's true though. It's a bit of give and take, and I think it just depends on the gameplay mode that that you wound up finding yourself in. Like that whole bit recently with Morningstar and then Clairvoyant before that. You know, that is its own issue and own discussion. But then they've also been introducing a lot of the choose your own adventure stuff. So that started really with the dungeon crystals, which were amazing a year and change ago when they first were introduced. Narrowed down the entire prize pool into 10 champs, so you've got a 10% chance to pull who you want, as opposed to 1 in 100 and probably like 1 in 100 by that point. Now you've got the Nexus crystals, and they've been, you know, diversifying those between awakening stones and champions and crystal shards. So kudos to them for that. I know they're usually pretty adverse to taking the randomness out of things. But, you know, we'll see. I just appreciate that it doesn't sound like this next month's side missions are going to be grindy. And I think too, if we just stick to the Reddit about finding out who the dual target is, then that's just going to make life super easy too. One could hope, at least. That's fun. Actually, that's a lot of fun. I don't think I've fought a squirrel girl in arenas yet. Kudos to Yusef here for rank 5ing theirs. It's not a bad champ. She's interesting. I'd like to get a chance to play her a little bit more than I have, especially now that I lucked out and got her awakened from the featured crystal last time. But I'm just worried that her biggest usefulness may wind up being just a solid Doom synergy, which is strange. Okay, please stop. Please stop. Ah, that wasn't. And now I get the parry. Come on. There we go. Oh boy, that was so close. I thought she had me. Cheers. That's what we call failing to parry many, many times. I don't recommend doing that. What do you guys think? Do you think that Kabam would wind up eventually releasing champions that are that Omega tier, God, that green tier that like Maestro and Collector and Grandmaster are? Like if they ever reintroduce My Little Symbioid as a champ that you can actually keep on your roster as opposed to just being a seasonal event. Or if that was like the only time that we would ever get a chance to play a character of that class. Just to start to mix it up a little bit, you know? introduce another wave of champions that are, you know, a bit OP, just because they have advantage over everybody else, but aren't too terribly OP that you can't still beat them anyway. I think it could be fun. Plus, it'd be a fun way to reintroduce the little symbioids again. And I know that whole thing has a real big soft spot in a lot of people's hearts, just because that was probably far and away the best event that they've ever done. I would hope, at least. I would hope. But we'll see. There we go. Just looking over to see ZAC's been going for a while, but it just clicked off. Fun IRL stuff. Okay, so we're coming up at the end of the 5-star rank 5s, which is perfect because given the time here, diving straight away into my 6s mean that they'll be refreshed in time for Arena to start up tomorrow, which is awesome. Don't lag on me. Thank you. And there we go. Easy game, easy life. That was dumb. Just a bucket of laughs. Come on. Don't be passive on me. Thank you. Ah, BS. Hit her. Thank you. Cool. There we go. There's that. That's still going good there. Awesome. So what do you guys think on your end for the new champs here coming out between Guardian and White Widow? Just based off of what you've seen for the spotlights that have been released. You guys think you're going to wind up going for them, or wait and see how they wind up playing in game, or passing altogether? I know for me, I'm probably going to be going for the 4 stars for sure, just to play with them. But who knows? The one thing I do hope is that they don't wind up spoiling anything from the movie. I'm sure that they won't, and anything that may have been spoiler-ish would have been rewritten, just because the movie isn't coming out for another 5 months. 6 November, right? Yeah, I know we were talking about it earlier, but I'm scared for the Red Guardian arenas. All of them. Although, I'm really hoping that he's up first. Because like a red Guardian Storm X crystal would be such a huge double win. And then here's another thing. With, would you guys be opposed to either them taking the game offline for a week, 2 weeks? Or just having no new champions and just repeat arenas for a month? Give them time to either introduce a new engine or go in and fix some of the existing bugs. Like, do you think everyone would just be collectively okay with just, you know, an off month for the prolonged health of the game, or do you think that too many people would freak out about it? That they'd never wind up going for it? You know, honestly, I tell you, there's so many champs that we're still waiting on. And even if the leak for the rest of 2020 is to believed, you know, there's a bunch of good stuff on there. There's a bunch of surprises on there as well, but they've got so many characters just from the comics that they still need to do, let alone any of the future movies or, you know, original characters or inevitable reskins. I'm hoping they do it sooner than later. And hopefully before the next Guardians movie comes out. Hopefully. Alright, so and pit it up against some bunch of randoms. Stiff neck. I wouldn't mind if they shut it down for a little bit. Like, I'd be okay either with one week of absolutely nothing or a month of just repeat stuff. You know, maybe they could upgrade the engine that the game is built on to something from, you know, recent. That's bad. Maybe. Detonate, thank you. Because, like, the fact that the game is still running on an engine from 5 years ago, it's pretty good. But, it definitely needs to be optimized. And supposedly, if any of the this behind-the-scenes stories are true from ex-devs, it definitely needs a bit of love. Come on. So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to that. Plus, it would give everybody a chance to just take a breather, too, you know? It's tough feeling like you're on top of things when there's a new shiny champ coming out every 2 weeks. Like, I just got this guy and already he's outdated. Especially in the prestige race, if that's your cup of tea. Because, like, all the champs that are coming out right now are about 10.6, and before Silver Surfer and Doom came out, 10.6 was like top-notch prestige. I don't know, a week without the game, do you think too many people will realize that there's more things to do than play a mobile video game. I don't know. I know for me that at least the first few days I would have such ridiculous withdrawals. And already I do. Before they switched over the Sunday arena, like if you wound up getting a Sunday without any AW or AQ, it's just like, oh, I guess I'll go relearn the names of my family, I guess. Oh, there's dust on the PlayStation. Maybe I should see what's on there. Gym? What's a gym? I'm joking, of course. But I mean, you know, there's definitely that feeling of just sort of like, okay, well, now what? So it's kind of cool that they, you know, wound up doing the renovation for the Sunday arena here. So I think people needed a new incentive to turn the game on, especially for those sort of situations. Come on. You. Yeah. Yeah, man, that Raid Shadow Legends is something else. It's the new MMO RPG that's taking the world by storm. And if you just use the hashtag Seaton, you get so much stuff. You literally win the video game. I shouldn't knock it. If Raid came knocking on my door asking to pitch their game, I'd be like, okay, yeah, sure. And I can't fault Seaton either for it. But still, it's a little fun to have a little tongue-in-cheek fun with it. Me, myself, I could never get into Animal Crossing. Not because I think it's a bad game. It isn't, you know, isn't my flavor of game, but just the level of involvement you need in order to, you know, to build your town in advance. It's just way more attention than I'm willing to give a second game. Like, I'm even apprehensive about dipping my toe into old games, you know? Like, I have a backlog of stuff that's a mile long, but some of the games I don't even want to tap into because most games now, especially the larger games, are easily 100 hours. Easily. And it's like, alright, well, so if I start in on this now and I can play an hour and a half a night, maybe by fall, I'll get through that one game. But we'll see. So would love to jump into Red Dead. Either of them. I got them both. I kind of want to do Red Dead 1 before jumping into Red Dead 2. Just to appreciate the evolution of the game a little bit more. But Mass Effect is the same way. Never finished GTA 5. And that's not even including the games that I just haven't played for ages. I just want to go back and replay again. But, you know, I guess now would be the time to do it. I'm just having too much fun with this. I need one of those time turners from Harry Potter. be a version of me here playing MCOC, and another version of me concurrently playing console games in the other room. And then maybe like a third version of me learning like a skill I can use in real life. Be a welder or something. Man, swag. Don't jinx it. Don't jinx it. I'm so afraid that he's gonna be a dud. Like, even if he's a mediocre champion, his synergies need to be amazing. Because really, that's what I'm hoping for Professor X, is that he's just like the mutant version of Heimdall or Nick Fury or Reed Richards, you know? And if Cosmic Ghost Rider is #1, then that's great, but that also means that his kit is going to be super bland. Because, I mean, Surfer's cool. Just like Phoenix is cool. And Fraggle Rock, right? You play those champs and you're having fun, right? Right? I mean, we're just gonna ignore Doom. Doom's the outlier. I don't know, Swag. If they can make Mojo work, if they can make Howard the Duck work, and MODOK work, I think they can figure out something for Professor X. What would be fun is if he has like a Quake-like mechanic, where anytime he's focusing his mind, he gets the auto evade like Quake does. But then he's got the Emma Frost bit with inverted controls. Or if they just rip the idea straight out of the 90s cartoon, where it's this bright yellow hover chair looking thing. I'm pretty sure that's what it's going to be. Hopefully a more modern version of that, but if they go straight 90s, that'll be pretty fun too. We'll wind up seeing. I don't know. I'm still holding out hope that he's decent. That he's a really powerful energy champ that's also kind of squishy. Because why would Professor X be a tank? He might wind up making Juggernaut useful if he has a fun family synergy. Or who knows, have like a, who's a Mr. Sinister that has that mutant domination synergy with Cable? Something like that, but he needs to have the killer app with Magneto. Like, that's how you make Magneto good again. I would flip for that. And let's do Vulture. His special 3 just leaves like tire marks over the opponent. Yeah, or if it's like a Pokemon trainer in Super Smash Bros. Where he's just chilling in the background and you fight a projection version of himself or something. Cheers. Could be fun. But you know, I mean, the sky's the limit. If they allow themselves the creativity and the bit of bandwidth to do something different, to have a bit of fun with it, they could do a whole lot of things. You know, if Mole Man can ride a giant mole into battle, you know, who's to say that Valkyrie couldn't have a horse or something? We were talking about this the other night, like how they would introduce Mystique into the game. Like, would the Mystique character model stay the same the entire match, and just like her special one copies whatever the special one of her opponent is, or would the character model actually morph into whoever the opponent is? Would her entire kit mirror that of her opponent, or just like a single special? You know, and then because then you got to find the balance of what would be cool, what looks cool, what's the most accurate, and what's actually plausible for the engine and the memory to handle. Carrying over the Smash Bros. Parallels, she'd kind of would be the Kirby character, where you got your own kit, but then you steal somebody's signature move. So it's unique and it's different, but it's not, you know, game-breakingly different. You know what I haven't done in a while? I haven't stopped to see what my point total is here. Last I saw, I was still in like the 6-figure range. See, but then they just need to make sure that they've shut the game down for a week or maintenance mode for a month. And then with the new engine, then, you know, we won't ever have to worry about bugs or lag ever again. Or the condescending message where it's our connection issue and we need to check our connection. And that's why things aren't working. I'm like, no, dude, there's connection issues because everyone's popping crystals right now. You know what would be fun for Professor X? Is if he places some sort of debuff on the opponent, such that whenever they launch a special one, say, all the damage and all the effects of the special one, instead of damaging Professor X, would damage that champion instead. So it's like a Namor-esque reflection, but it's easily explained as like a mental trick. hurt yourself in your own confusion. I was kind of surprised though, touching again on the leaks for 2020, that there weren't other champs that crossed over with Realm of Champions, presumably. Because Lordy knows when that game's actually going to be coming out, you know? So it's cool that they have two of them now, just to remind us that the game is in development and that it exists, but now it's like, okay, well, cool. I know who Supreme is, I know who Storm X is, but when can I actually do something about it? So, I don't know. Come on, special me, dude. Special me. You. Oh, he's unduped anyway. Man, if that was an Emma Frost, I would have gotten ruined. That'd be fun to do, just to mess around with Alliance War. 'Cause you know how everyone just places a whole heap ton of Annoyalises and Dooms just to be annoying. But then, like, for one certain section on like one specific path, you just alternate between duped and unduped Emmas. And really make sure that they pay attention to which one they're fighting. Because that could be so easy to just mess up, you know? Get some easy deaths that way. Which version of Quicksilver do you want? I mean, they could do 3 different versions easily, but if you had a preferred look, which one would you go for? Classic? Modern comics? Fox movie or MCU movie? Just spitballing. Just for kicks. Oh, you know what? I got Gavin again. I didn't even look to see what the point total was. Come on, roll. Come on, my dude. There we go. Thank you. Excellent. Classic X-Men would be fun. They seem to be leaning a bit heavy into like 90s style too. 80s, 90s. With the blue clops and Rogue. Colossus a little bit too. And I forget off the top of my head is blue suit Wolverine in this game, right? Not brown? It's almost at 3 mil. That's pretty good. And one of the things that they could do that would be really nice, that will absolutely never happen, is to costume swap these guys. It'll never happen because each different costume was a different iteration of the character, right? Ergo, red Clops and blue Clops and the two Magnetos, but it would be fun to have like a classic and a modern costume for everybody. Allow a little bit of customization and mostly for the company to open up a whole nother revenue stream. Who are the best looking champs in the game? Design wise for their actual costume, or like their flashiness for their moves? I'd have to say that Doom is pretty high up there all around. I dig their interpretation of the costume, and his special animations are just top notch. Cheers, Falcon. Thanks for stopping by. Enjoy dinner. And we'll catch you here coming up this next week. Be well, bud. Design. You know, I'd have to say I really like the new Storm design. How well it fits in with the overall MCOC style is kind of up in the air a bit. But overall, Doom's pretty well up there. Namor, I like their Namor costume. A Black Widow is probably second choice after Doom. Everything about Black Widow is awesome. Clairvoyant. Warlock's animations are fun, and that interpretation of the character is interesting. Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of different options. Yeah, that'd probably be my top choices right there. Arcus is just so silly. I'm spinning off of Clairvoyant and going to her monthly partner, Arcus, because that was kind of like a bit of a redesign of a classic costume, but he's a fun character to play. He's just so goofy. Like Arcus's idle animation where he's got like the old like boxer brawler stance, but with him still looking like a complete dweeb at the same time. It's funny, it's hard to take him seriously. But Clairvoyant, especially with the different spider legs that pop up and the different effects, well done. Very well done. Yeah, and props to the artists who are working on them too. It's always fun to get a flashy character like that, as opposed to some of the older champs, like Harnack, Drax, where it's just so vanilla of a design. If they were going to update anybody's design, they really should update OG Iron Man. Because like that armor in the movie was so cool. You got the flaps on the back, you got all the different bells and whistles with missiles and rockets and everything. And then you get the version in game here, which, I mean, granted, when he came out, it was right when the game was new and you don't have a whole lot of budget to handle that. But like his costume is so flat and dull. It can be so much flashier. It made me really nostalgic for the Spider-Gwen art. Because, you know, I mean, you get the tried and true character art where it's like, hey, I'm going to take the character model and pose them somewhat dramatically so they're looking either downward off-center menacingly or upward off-center inspiring, like. But it's the same character mesh, you know, and it's just kind of like, You got a red light for one rarity level, you got a green light for another rarity level, and you got a blue light for the third rarity level, and that's how you tell the three arenas apart. But yeah, the bit with the like the vintage art style, that was fun. Spider-Gwen was great because it was super flat and graphic, which is awesome. And the shameless Spider-Verse rip-off that they tried to do for the last Miles Morales arena. It's like, dude, the Disney deal hasn't even gone through yet. You're obviously trying to cash in on a successful movie by stealing its art style. But nothing else about the character, his moveset, or anything else outside of this one banner reflects that. It's kind of a low blow. So let's see what we're doing. That's 5 more rounds. So we got 5 more rounds here, guys, this one included. And then I'm probably going to call it a night. You know what I thought of, though, of something that they desperately need to work on? Is to figure out a way to get the character models to stand out from the background for half of the arenas. Because like right now, it's one of the 2 Asgard maps, and it's great. It's bright, it's colorful. You can see who you are, you can see who you're fighting, you can see projectiles being shot and launched at you, because it all stands out. But then you go to the that most new, the newest Thor bit with what's his face, Malbolgia dude in the background, where it's just a black background, and since most of the character models are dark, you can't see what's going on unless you turn up your brightness super high. It's just a very poorly designed area. Oh, excuse me. So if they could, you know, go into those maps and just add a little bit more to the background, play up with your oranges and reds so it's still thematically on point, but you can actually see what's going on, that would be much appreciated. Or, you know, add another couple maps. Because the last 3 maps we got were Hell's Kitchen, Nowhere, and then what's his face Malbolgia hell level, and that spans the last like 2 years of game. I guess with that collector arena in space, that's new. But how about you put the collector back on the throne? You put the gauntlet back in the treasure room on Asgard. You put the collector back on the throne like he was originally. Just have a little bit more fun with it, you know? And you would think that it wouldn't take up a whole lot of, you know, real estate in their office to have a couple people working on a new map in addition to just, you know, the regular character models and stuff. Shouldn't be that difficult. Because, you know, there's just a couple of characters in the game. And when most of the maps are Thor related, and then a couple's Avengers related, it kind of leaves a bit to be desired. Come on. You. But I don't know, we'll see. It's a whole bunch of wishful thinking on my part. I'll just be happy with a game that runs smoothly. Which, to their credit, they are working on and iterating on. Bit by bit. And it's nowhere near as bad as it used to be, so I'll give them credit for that. No, come on. Alright. Say the dude was killing my flow. And let's get some Gambit love too, huh? Everybody loves Gambit, but nobody loves playing Gambit. Or give Bishop some decent synergies. There's stuff to do. Speaking of Bishop and synergies, it reminds me a lot of what I saw for Platinum Pool's synergies, where it's all just solo self synergies. And it's like, that's so boring. So the whole idea and fun with synergies is that both people benefit, and especially if it benefits everyone, you know? So when you have just a bunch of self-boosting stuff, it's like, well, I mean, you could do that. It's an option. It's not as fun to watch. Or plan, you know? Find some surprising new synergy by combining 4 different people on your roster. Start surprising yourself. Oh hey, I didn't know this champ could do this, or wow, that champ's ability is a lot better now that I have this third random character on my party. Someday. But for now, we've got a new cool Storm Arena starting up in a little less than 12 hours. We've got the new patch coming out in a couple of days. We got new rifts. We got new champions. We've got whatever that Deadpool thing is. There's stuff to look forward to. Oh man. Jugs with the class advantage. Such pillow hands. Come on. There we go. There we go. There's that. And cool. Moving right along. I like incursions. I still think they're a lot of fun. I think they're a lot of fun to play, and it's a lot better of a mode to just chill with friends with. I think it's a solid start. I think there's a lot of things that they can continue to iterate on, primarily just reducing or getting rid of the incessant menuing that you have to do. So it feels like, I mean, you've only got 4 fights per zone, right? But you spend half the time menuing between either deciding whether to swap out champs or removing nodes. Which new boosts do you want to give yourself? Do you want to heal yourself? Do you want to give yourself boosts? What do you want to do? And menuing isn't fun. You get fun stuff from doing it, like getting a whole bunch of perks and stuff on your champion is really fun. I just think that there's a better way to do it out there than what currently exists. They're fun to play. I'm not going to be going hard on incursions though myself, just because I think the prize pool needs some love. Like either increase the amount of crystals that you can get, like the fact that you can only get one version of each crystal ever is really dumb. Like if I save up my stuff, I should be able to open 2 or 3 5-star versions of the same crystal, because who cares? It's still a 10% drop rate for whoever I want, which is statistically not favorable, even though it's better than the normal drop rates. Or what they can do is just introduce more versions of those crystals, but then drop it from 10 champs down to 5, so you get better odds. I'm just gonna do Ultron. Or introduce a 6-star version of any of that. You know, you gotta save up twice as many incursion shards for a shot at a 6-star, but it's a 6-star. What do you think? How have you liked them? Zone out here a little bit. That's how you know. That's how you know. And there goes DD. And Ultra. Yeah, I hear you there. I think it's a good start. But yeah, definitely grindy still. Especially the farther up the food chain you get. Fights are longer and more annoying for not so great rewards. Actually, I got a special 3, just keep that simple. Yeah. Yeah. But again, here's to hoping that they touch on it again here in the next few months. Uh-oh. What's going on? There we go. Alrighty, guys. So there we go. I'm a hair over 4 million right there. I'm falling asleep. So I'm going to call it there for a night. I want to give a big thank you to all of you who've been hanging out and watching live. It's been really cool getting to hang out and chatting with everybody here. I'm glad you stopped by and hanging out. For those of you in the future, thanks for sticking with the video for this long. Appreciate that. And for everybody else, if you could like and subscribe to the channel. It's a new channel, and each and every bit helps me out immensely. I'm starting to shift over and going to probably be putting out a quick little video here soon. The end goal here is to get into the content creator program, and I'm getting pretty close. So each of that helps me get a little bit closer to that goal, which is awesome. But until next time, everybody, take care. Talk soon. Stay safe and be well, everybody. Bye for now.